Hello everyone, and welcome to my stream. A new stream indeed. Today we're gonna do a bit of work, but let's start as usual with a recap of what's happened for the people who do not know. First of all, we did a bunch of changes. Let me launch the game again. I have this neat startup screen. I kind of have to include fmod here, so that's that. And now I have a few new additions. These buttons for speeding up the game time, and we have a set of new icons down here and some descriptions, so it's a bit easier to build. Also, there used to be some stuff only on the right click menu, contextual one. Now they're all here. I'm thinking I might remove the contextual menu or maybe create all of these from the same configuration file, because it's a bit tedious. Now there are two files that specify what's in what category. I made it quite keyboard friendly, so you can press 2 and then press 1, cycle through these with tab. And then we have a few new walls. This is the stone wall, and there's a clay wall. Dig here for clay. Currently, to craft these, I'm trying to get it nice and just consolidate. To craft these stone blocks, also by the way, it used to be that when you click you get a different icon menu for a different menu for tasks, and entity inspection. Now they're consolidated under one file, so tasks appear here. So for example, if there was a dwarf here and I click, you'll see the dwarf in the same list with the tasks. Currently the tasks are a bit wonky, but yeah, so here you see I click, there's the dwarf, there's the rock that he's carrying and the build task. It's a bit wonky, so I just worked a bit on consolidating in the same area. One thing to note is here it says ingredients, stone, brick, wall. But basically this is the thing, and then these are the subtasks, which is make the brick wall, and it's kind of exposing a bit too much of the internals of what I have in my game, so that's gonna get bit more polished later, but yeah, it works. So you see build, you're waiting for someone to craft it. Now it's someone's crafting and it's done. It's appeared and the game didn't crash. And this is it. All of these texts are localized. I have a localization system. They're not localized, but they're in a ENUS kind of thing. There's some pieces of the UI that aren't, but yeah. I added body stats for dwarves, so you'll see every body part has its own individual health. And you can chug along without an arm, without your beard. You see your beard is 100 health. That needs to be removed. Hair, 100% health. But for example, if your torso or head goes to 0 health, that's it. You're dead. In addition to that, I added clay. You can see it over here as well. Not as sturdy, but makes for pretty walls and pots. So 2, 3, 1. Yeah. They kind of look the same, but you'll see this guy coming here. The guy with the pickaxe will come and construct it. As I said, today I don't have any other tool than a pickaxe, so if a tool is required, I put pickaxe in there, but these are the two new brick walls. Obviously they've been made from piles of stone, not bricks, but I would like to introduce a new element, which is the brick. That's kind of intermediary. Crafting stage between this thing and these walls, and then you need to create it on crafting station. In addition to that, we have a new thing called a sawmill. Let's put it here. So the idea with the sawmill is that this will transform logs into planks. Obviously currently we're gonna craft this with 4 logs or 3, but this is the only thing it currently has. Now how collision is a bit broken for it, I don't know why, so I'll probably take a look at that as well today, because this should be blocking the paths of dwarves. That's one thing. Okay, another item that we have the sifting station. And it's again 4 logs. These are all not balanced at all, as you can tell. And here we're gonna create, I need to put the logs here and create the planks here because it's a bit annoying the way they are today. Now let me speed run through this. Right, so here you'll create gold nuggets from gold ore. So you have the gold ore that you mined deep in the ground. See if we can find any. Bit dark here. Oh, okay. This is gold. So if you mine it, it's gonna be sort of mixed with stones. So you get it to this station, and from here you'll have gold nuggets. So you separate the two. And the idea with the gold nuggets is that they are gonna be used in other recipes later on. It's strange. This guy's walking through this place shouldn't be allowed. So that's not good. And what else do we have here? Oh, one thing I noticed, and maybe it's a bug we'll fix now, because I'm a bit tired. I wanted to work on some art, but I already told the artist that helps me to do it, so maybe it'd be better if I just fix some bugs now. If I construct things in a row, let's say like this, you'll see these guys entering. Oh, you see? He entered here. This. So you shouldn't be able to walk through these things. Technically, maybe it's related to the bug above. Some brick wall item component has the block's pathfinding check. So I don't know why he feels like he can walk through it. But I'm happy with these two new stations, and here you'll also be able to get diamonds and gems out of things. And I have the idea of a tech tree already kind of set up. Let me open this. Okay. So we have this kind of iron pile. We get the pure iron at the sifting station that then you need to put in the forge to get iron bar. Then you have a blacksmith that can craft things with iron bars. And also each one of these will require some sort of a fuel maybe. And one thing I want to also add is a hammer, but this is kind of the beginning of a tech tree. And in addition to that, now it can also rain in the game. If you keep playing. So I remember how often the rains are supposed to come. But the idea is I want your dwarfs to take damage when they get wet from water. Because it's my game and I make up these rules. So basically, if it rains, let's see if we can get it to rain. It's a very low chance now. Oh, there you go. I want the rain to kind of damage these guys. And for that to be possible, because it's gonna create a bit of tension, right? Rain comes, it's like, oh no. We need to kind of hide. They will have to run underground here and hide. That's the idea with the rain. So that's gonna give you a bit of an incentive for you to build stuff underground. But I don't want to limit, right? So if you want to build a city outside, you only need to have it covered, right? So that's also an option. But right now it doesn't do anything to them. If you look at their health, it's high. The reason for that is because the dwarves don't know that they need to hide somewhere. So, kind of. And the rains today are so only a few hours, so I don't like that. And I'm thinking in order to create a bit more tension, I want them to be days. Ah, I should have saved. So let's go to weather. So this is it should be from 1 to 4 days. Not sure why it's running so fast. So maybe that's a bug here. The time scale, maybe this uses not in-game time. Yeah, it should be 1 to 4 days. That's good because 4 days of continuous rain, that's gonna be taxing, especially if the damage is quite high. But yes, gonna go here. Alpha 12. What else do we have? All nuggets. Fixed a bunch of crashes. Clay, we talked about it. The UI. And yeah, descriptions for a lot of things. Oh yeah, I also have goblins. So if I spawn a goblin, they're gonna fight the guy. But they currently don't appear in the game at all. So first we're gonna work a little bit on these systems, fix the pathfinding being blocked properly, and then work on the rain damaging them. This is kind of the plan. Okay. Training. I don't know what to do. Lower than the recommended. Okay. All right. Yeah, so this would be the gold nuggets that you can make jewelry out of and maybe later on trade and so on. But this is just like a and you know, refining the tech tree. And it's not super well planned, but slowly. I'll add things, see how it feels, and then adjust. Because these are quite end game material, gold nuggets, you need to dig quite a lot. I won't do anything more with them. So oh, I also found out, by the way, that Steam has really nice stats for how people got to your page, but for the love of me, I can't keep forgetting there. Because you can get an idea where you get your wish list from. But anyway, that's for the future me problem with the wish lists. Now I just want to get more fun. Right, so let's see why Block pathfinding. Let me check. Have this thing has ground above, can walk on. And then this is just checking the terrain. And this is checking if it's possible to walk on. I feel like I touched these things at some point. It's possible to walk on. Not possible if I didn't get path 4. Is oh god, can walk on. This is another function. It's occupied by item. Makes me wonder. Where is this used? Dogs pathfinding, okay. Occupied by item. If it blocks pathfinding. Interesting. Wait, no. Oh, this is a layout. Yeah, okay, if it has a layout, then do that. Else is just one place. Okay. Discourage occupied by item cells. I think I did it so they can still walk through things. But then that is let me see where I give them the idle destination. Save to one. So this code is kind of doing the right thing. Is worrisome a little bit. Okay, let's check then the terrain cells under this. Double checking. Blocks pathfinding is set. Grass hill. Even has an occupied by on brick wall. So maybe layouts are broken, and I know what's the problem. It would be nice to have some ambient in here. I think so. Two things. I think the terrain, the blocks that I place down should be terrain, not just items. So I think those blocks that are brick walls to change the terrain to not be air and be whatever. Like a brick wall still. Also, saving and loading works fairly well. I do have a bug, but pretty happy with it. So let's do this guy. First of all, I think blocked tasks. Cancel path. No worker location. Try to find worker offset. Is possible. I think this is it. Because to let's see if this works. It should. And the guy, when he builds this, he shouldn't go inside of them anymore. There you go. That's one fix. Let's run the tests, and in the meantime, let's think about how we change the terrain cells. Play cell. Okay, so we can add here 2 more cell types. I've never done this before when I changed the cell from air something else. I know digging affects, oops. This stopped at 1 and it wanted 4. Okay, what happened here? A spawn plank, spawn something. Oh, this guy can't reach a normal position in here to build. Because, yeah, wrong workbench. Let's see what's happening. So he doesn't put this here, which is fine. I don't block this for now. Yeah, when you build, you shouldn't be going through. And the test has passed. Okay, that's fine. Let's do this. This is fine. So this was constructed wrong anyway. It just looks a bit nicer. But yeah, let me think. So when do we... How do we know that for a task we need to affect the terrain? So let's put some music. What are we even doing? Oh. Okay. I think this is fine. Okay. And now we need to just fix this thing. So let me see how we do recipe file. So there is a way where we tell the game that when we create a clump of dirt by digging, it needs to update it with air cells. So I guess it comes in. So there's no one that's anything here. And type dig dirt, blah blah blah. Okay. Where is it? What is the... Oh, I'm in the wrong. Right, so when we remove an entity, do I just like, am I being a bit sneaky here? Modify terrain, okay. So here we look, if you have a cell at the position. Oh, so okay, so when we delete an entity, if it's the ID of a cell at that position, we set the ground type to air cell. What is... Oh, it requires the random because it might be... It sets some textures that don't quite matter. Interesting. Right, and the grass cell doesn't have an icon. Doesn't have a, sorry, a renderable. The renderable comes from these textures here. Interesting. I'm thinking now, is there an advantage of changing the cell type in the terrain? There's a few fields which are wrong, like has ground above and stuff like that. But then what is something that's a terrain cell and what's an item? I mean, okay, let's pause this for a bit. I'm not sure this is the right thing to do. Actually, yeah. Because pathfinding isn't fully blocked by those things. If you get attacked by a goblin, it will walk through walls if they're not part of the terrain. Because blocks pathfinding is a bit misleading, it's more like inconveniences pathfinding. So I guess we would need to change the terrain cells or make blocks pathfinding actually block it. Here I can have a pathfinding cost. And then I can make, instead of blocks, instead of a bool, we can put the cost. This is a bool now. Okay, it's a lot of thinking here because there's advantages and here. Yeah, it's easy actually. What am I even doing? Table. So we only need to add one thing here, not for this guy. Clay brick wall would be like item component, blocks pathfinding. Okay, we'll figure that out, but in addition to that, it would be nice if this isn't rendered with the rest of the things and part of the terrain mesh, because it needs to perfectly be aligned with the terrain, unlike the other items. So change terrain L2, and here you'll have a brick. Change font. Right, so here play brick. What's I remember now, we need to modify two other things. So I need to go in fonts as ground type. This is so saves work actually. Update mesh data. Oh well, let's call it clay wall. Because I'll have bricks separately later. Okay, let's do this and then go to my component. So regardless of that value, we'll have a sort of maybe call it new ground type. Or cell. Ground type. Ground. This is my recipe. That, oh, it doesn't need to be here actually. Because I don't need it in there, it's just in the recipe. I think this is gonna be useful later as well. So we have this new ground type, and when we apply changes to world, so this is none because we don't care here. Here, light changes to world. What do we do? So we're gonna go through our recipe. We remove the items that we consumed. Okay, and then we have an items to spawn. And then spawning at this location, this entity type. Right. And here's, we need here or in the spawning code. Yes, in the spawning code. On. Go through all of the descriptors. I don't think these are used actually. I should have committed that. Note. Fix. Okay, I don't like it for a few reasons. Mainly, I want the walls to fall down. Means I need to update the terrain. Have a certain ground type, dynamical. And now the cells are one-to-one kind of bound because map cell has a reference, has a mark. Yeah, has this marker. So it means I need to clean up this marker, set it on the new cell. And when you're folding, it's a bit tricky. I don't want to open myself to those bugs, so we're gonna try the other, and see what's better. So here, instead of blocks pathfinding, which is a bool, post, I remove this. Fine. And I'll have a pathfinding. And in the serialized one, oh wait, I don't even save those fields. Beautiful. I just need to initialize this here. This here. This is, well, let's change this because now fine. Cost. Cost. Oh, 32. This is gonna be a bit tricky because we have recipes in progress. Or is it certain? I'm fine with this, because when you spawn you read it from the latest key. Up. Finding first. On a new. Now if the cost is I'm gonna add it to the I can see has ground above. It's kind of like another flag. I have too many flags. Is safe to walk on. Is occupied by item. Occupied by. Can walk on. Okay. This was this option of an entity type. Do we ever take the set occupied by? Is never used. Interesting. I can just delete this bad boy. Okay, interesting. Is occupied by item. Is a bull now. That's fine. Cost. So we're gonna put this here. Because we never look at the entity. So, whoops. Oh boy, big saves, won't I? Oh, it skipped. Cost this. This isn't saved, which is nice. So this should do it. Now, if we go to the terrain, safe means Let's work with these guys now. And this is safe if this is smaller than. Actually, this should return a number, but let's just work within. Not. Or add or sell, not occupied by pathfinding cost. Okay. So we have like an early out here, and then we're just gonna return this cost into the pathfinding code. Oh, already we have this. We already have these things where we return the nate here if it's not. This is fine. This is impossible. This would also be impossible. I wonder if I can write hex with it. 30. So divide by item. The value, I don't need the. I guess it's bigger than 0. So let's do it. That is build site with an entity type. We're avoiding to go through. Wins. This is some, we insert it otherwise. Oh, I guess. Guess this would be a bit dodgy. I know, it's just. Well, we'll see how it looks like. Run a build. Let me run it here so you guys see the. Terminal. Beautiful errors. Is safe to build on. What does this mean? This should be 0. And not air and not occupied. Okay. Okay, where are we here? This was one problem. Did map cell occupancy. Item. Guess it's this. This would be the same as below. Oh, it's too fast. Right. So, this is another thing that is kind of dodgy. We always reset it and go through all of them. This is when you have a billion items. I guess I could have. Okay. What's some position, destination for attack? I'm pretty sure that does nothing actually. Because, yeah, it gets reset just right after. Why are these guys just sitting here? Why are they just sitting? This is 0. Okay. Oh, let me see the cell above it. Position 1 to 44. 1 to 5. But by cost is 0. Did I mess up one of those if statements? Maybe not. Candidate, if it's not occupied, it means the cost is 0. Okay. Non-zero. This is occupied by a dwarf, so this was 8 before. I should have checked that's true, but we'll see. This is 0, none. Blocks pathfinding. If it's bigger than 0, we put the cost here. And then if instead of the type we put the cost, we put the cost, we put the... If it's not occupied, so it means it's 0. This was previous meaning where this was false. If it's not above and can walk on, I mean, this is a nonsense. This is never happening. Never happening. So we return it here, else we return 1. Okay. Could have initialized it with 1, but that's fine. So wait, what's the context here? That occupied by item. Okay. If value. What's this value? Okay, this was the entity. If it's bigger than 0, we insert them, otherwise we remove them and we set the value here. Okay, same as before. And then, okay, build sites are a bit dodgy. But if it's none... Wait, what? That is build site. If it's some... If it's none, remove it and set it to 0. That was one mistake. But that has nothing to do with building, so... Okay, code looks reasonable. Obviously it doesn't work, so we need to think more. Getting stuck. Why? Why are you getting stuck? Let's see. Get idle destination. Right, so this guy, what? Or 13, this is the cat probably. Let's keep this guy. 0444, okay, this is one of the dwarves. And we're having this position. Sorry, you're hearing noises. Right, so 0, 4, 44. And now this the oh no, 0, 3, 44 is current. And 0, 44 is new. It's in a reasonable position. Okay, so let's see. Or else whatever current position we didn't define. So the destination is actually 45 because it gets a bit higher. Okay. And then it's within reach because we can climb it. We don't have any of this. And let's see if it's safe to walk on it. Ground type, grass. So we can walk on grass. And look at this if statement being broken. Okay. Obviously this won't work with load. An old save worked. Load. An older save. Yeah, this doesn't affect at all station, which is because those weren't even saved. But now I need to go to recipe table. So all of these blocks pathfinding false. Nonsense. Okay. Finding true. We go through all of the blocks pathfinding true, and then we replace it with oops. Maybe not. I'm a bit confused. So those weren't needed because by default is false. Right, so blocks pathfinding true. So this would be 8, and this would be. Is it occupied by cost? Pathfinding cost. These are 8, so nothing really changed. now. So all tests should work. Let me run them now before I touch more. New central terminal, cargo. Oops. Okay. Magical. All right, so let's run the tests. Perfect. This worked. So now I just need to update my play. It's called. Okay. Okay. Right. So now. Oh no. JSON. Really, I can't have JSON as a number. The JSON spec supports numbers as values, but explicitly does not support octal or hex. Why would you make this? Is you just say blah, parse it. Okay, because I hate JSON. Actually, why wouldn't you allow X? Okay, so, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. What is it? 65? Is it this? It's actually simple. Why I use JSON because I started this game where I didn't. I think this is U32 max. Let me check. I started this game of. Yeah, so there's a question: if I hate JSON so much, why not use XML? Yeah, it's because when I started to work on this game and made my mega recipe table, which is how many lines of JSON? 5,000 lines of JSON now. It's the only format I knew how to deserialize with SERDI. And I just did it and didn't think about it. But I think we're due a change. Look. I think I might just change the format if SERDI supports it. 30, blah, blah. JSON tags. Doesn't quite say what use with 30 add. Also said the JSON refuses to implement the JSON variant that allows comments and things like that. I don't remember what the extended one that VS Code allows, because yeah, I said it's not through JSON, and that one would work. Anyway, let's finish this before we go on that tangent. Then 8. I mean, look at this number. Is this correct? I think so. Or billion, yeah. I copied it from the first. Okay, so now let's run. With JSON, problem is in the file format. You need a better interface to edit, manage content. Yeah, true. Start on the modding tools for the community who's... Yeah, that actually might be a good forcing function to make me work on modding tools later. So I mean, if they're pleasant to edit in a different file format, I don't know, why not? Let's see. Stone brick wall. Carousel transform. Let's see the terrain stuff. Occupied by cost. Oh, maybe here. I should not print it as an integer. I specify format things for... No, I cannot actually. Wow. Important question. When will my game button get a name? It's still my button. I should remove it because it was to test these guys here that actually don't use the button. Funnily enough. Because you see, no, you hear, there's no selection thing on it. Main. Oh, terrain inspector misspelled. Unplayable. 1 star refunded. It's actually not even showing anything. My inspector. Oh, it needs this other one. Bit annoying. Not gonna lie. It's gated on this other if as well. Okay, well. This is all good. Let me kill these guys. Go out of that. Okay. This looks decent. This is buggy corner, but the planting, yeah. I said this guy, they try to move away from the cell they work in, but it's not always possible. Like, they move away, but some of the other guys sat on top of a cell that was being worked on. So these are the grains which are working. Okay, I think we're good. We might be good. Let's go back here. And create this sawmill. Oh, actually, as this guy is being created, actually, I don't terrain, grass cell, listening to the music that I think, transform, so occupied by cost is 0. First of all, wrong. So there's something here that's wrong with the things that take more than one cell. Occupied by cost 8. Ah. So it only set the cost for this guy here. Because I guess check. Hey, task build. So layout. Oh, the heck! It has no layout. It has no layout in it. What do you mean it has no layout? Here. Oh, this is the workbench layout. Oh, look at this. I copied it in the wrong. Speaking of my editing tools, let's go to one that I know. Maybe all work. This one, Woodsmith. Layout is in here, not inside of the. Oh. And this is luckily the same exact layout. Let's go back. I don't know where this back is taking. This is a member here. And same for Just you know, sometimes JSON is nice. You can just add random fields in the wrong places and not die. I think this is it. So let's save this bad boy and see if the game crashes. Well, actually, would this work? Because this is already spawned. See. So, transform, train, occupied by cost 0. Yeah, because this is already spawned here, so. Task item component. Layout has nothing. Okay. You know what? Cancel. Okay. I really need to fix this selection because it's quite frustrating. But here. Okay. Transform. Occupied by 0. Yeah. Also wrong. Maybe this isn't. Maybe it's taking only the graphics. Because technically nothing is here, so I mean. That's why it allows you to construct another one. Okay, but now they're not walking through it because one would hope this position occupied by cost 8. Okay. I mean, they can still walk through this place. But, you know. So all of this thing that I did is kind of for nothing, but it's better to have more flexibility. Let's run our tests again. Hopefully it works. And it would be interesting what a good editor for this type of a game is. Wrangling with JSON. At least a sort of add component and then write the fields by hand. That'd be nice. Okay, we're good. What else we have here? Maybe we have time for one. Mm. Maybe I should start also filming. DaVinci Resolve paid now. I'm just so clueless. I remember using it on. Neural and AI region. VR. Oh, I googled, and the thing is, I'm trying to work on a trailer, but it doesn't import in DaVinci Resolve, and I thought it's a Linux thing, but telling me that is the file don't support certain. I probably need to. Hmm. All right. Well, anyway, we don't have time to work on the trailer. I thought it's like a few dollars to buy it, but it's $200. I'm gonna make sure it, I need to pay that much before I for it, especially since I'm very little. Try to fix the crash. Save file. That is crashing. So let's see. Don't take ages to load. First thing. Oh, you know what? As we're crashing here, look at this. I mean, I know it's debug. Yeah. Still going, and now we're crashing. Um, let's do something. Oh, do I want to risk it? I want to risk taking. Ooh, Rust symbol names. Kind of. Oh. Man, these guys at Superluminal made such a nice profiler app. So good. The attention to detail to everything. Just and look, it works. It's an alpha, but it just works. This boom. Specify command line. It even remember my settings. Okay. Put it. Think. Wonder what takes so long in us loading a save. Probably some n squared nonsense I added in there. Okay. Filing in progress. Has to be an n squared nonsense. Because it's just, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just 14 megs of stuffs. Okay, and it crashed beautifully. I mean, the goal is not to fix the crash, but crash faster. Respawn, let me check if my too big. Oh, and you maybe want here. So I want you guys to see the whole beauty of the color. Okay. Respawn entities. What's going on? Create entity with marker. A lot of milliseconds. Look at it. Staring you in the face. The answer here. Marker. So for every marker that we add, we assert that markers either find is none. Isn't? I knew it. Honestly, it smelled so badly. Exactly. Also, there's something on here. What's this? Oh, this is just load menu nonsense. 1 second. Oh yeah, I remembered it. Image loader. Somehow. Just spamming. Takes 1.5 seconds to, because it loads all the images. Save game table. Okay. Okay, we learned two things that we shouldn't do. I mean, this tool is just so good. Okay, and then spawn entities. It's just that, it's just finding, because there are like a bajillion entities, and for each new entity I scan all the previous entities. And I don't know how to write code. Where was it? In world rs 191. Is it? Did you get the... Oh, it's in goggles. The other world. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Data types. Okay. All right. Maybe we can do. We can get distracted by this puzzle and see what data type I can put here. First push. The markers are able to change. Okay, why not? Let's try it. Mm-hmm. Ooh. It can't just be a hash set because I want to compare just by these markers. So it needs to be a no. Go. So many like traversing a whole array for ether find. Well, actually, I don't know why that one would be. Okay. It's just clone. Okay. I don't. This is retain. This is not great. I need it indexed by this as well as. Oh, here. Arrow. What are we doing here? Oh, this will change from this. Okay. Check markers are valid. Okay. Don't think this happens often. Oh yeah, this is after load, we check some stuff. Okay. Get is none. Back to our thing, markers insert. Add it here. And one more error here, retain. What? Okay. Is it? Oh, they're not tuple. Okay, interesting. We don't need the hash set anymore. And obviously there's a few functions that iterate through this. So iterating through this guy, I'm not sure how pleasant it is. Because we need to check some stuff on values. It would be a bit more pleasant if it's a... Well, first of all, create a new thing and boom, and run it. Main menu. That was wrong. My bad. And then this one. Still not fast. I thought. One would think. Oh, did I just not build the... I'm an idiot. But for us testing if we made something faster, we also build him. Let's double check. Nothing. The roles here in sliced iterator find. Okay. So this was about 12 seconds. Previously constant. Run again. It's always better to build the code you're trying to profile. Boom, load. This will be fixed later. Unit table. Excellent. That's it. Those are what? How many? One. Game update. Load world. 3 seconds from 12. Right. 3.3 seconds. Well, Okay, at least now we're just doing the deserialize random things. So whatever. 2 seconds for this. 30 JSON. What even is it? Oh, this is me crashing. Never mind. Me crashing here, and I think Sentry symbolicating my stack trace beautifully. Okay, all right, nice performance. So let's oh yeah, wonder if I made the game slower. I don't have any tests for that. Well, I guess it's oh, delete. But this looks only at entity. It would be nice if this would be a marker. And this get marker for entity. Is it even used? I comment it out. Okay. This out. Get entity marker for entity ID. The test. And another test. So what is this use? Build command harvest. Right. So entity to reserve is by ID, not by. Oh, I wonder if this is problems. Yeah, this hack, I feel like this is the root cause of my problem. Well as, I mean, I think it's just faster loads. This is worthy to be documented in a log. End up how n is affected. Now you can post in. All right. I think this is it for today. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna think a little bit about that, but you don't. No point in watching me bug. And I'll see you all next